Welcome to the Open Wide the Doors podcast here at the St. John Paul II Parish family. Today we're talking about discovering your role in the parish and how our faith doesn't stop at the end of Mass, but it's meant to shape the way we live, serve, and grow in our parish and beyond. To help us explore this, I'm joined today by our Director of Involvement and Engagement, Rachel Prindle. Thank you for being here, Rachel.
Thanks for having me.
So let's just start with the big picture. We hear the phrase from pew to purpose. What does that mean in the life of a parish?
Yeah, so like you said, our faith isn't meant to be passive. It's meant to be lived out every day. And something that we really try to focus on is that every person in our parish has gifts and experiences, and they have a calling from God to use that gift to serve the world. And so when people really start to think about the fact that their presence and what they do in our parish really matters and that their gifts that have been given to them by God have purpose, that's where we can really see our parish come alive.
So it's we all have something that we can contribute to our parish, to every aspect of our lives and our jobs, our family. It's stepping out of ourselves to offer what we are ourselves and our beings, our personality to our community, our parish, and beyond. So I know a lot of people who want to help, but often feel overwhelmed by options, and everybody has hobbies and not really sure where their gifts can be most beneficial. So what does it look like when someone discovers their purpose within a parish, and how do you help figure out what your purpose is?
Yeah, that's a great question. What we have found is that when someone discovers their purpose within our parish, is you see this really spiritual awakening of sorts really unfold. It's usually not something that's overnight or dramatic in any way, but it's a quiet, steady unfolding, and it's really deeply genuine. People move from simply attending Mass to truly participating in Mass. And the sense of belonging and the fact that they recognize that their gifts are not accidental, but each gift that we have and possess is intentionally given to us by God. And we are called to use that for the good of our parish and our community, our entire world, actually. And so when you discover that, you truly become more joyful and more connected, more rooted in our parish. And you begin to see involvement not as an obligation or something that you have to do, but it's a calling and a response to God's generosity. And it's how we can serve him as an act of gratitude in this way. So your service stops being something that you do, that you have to do, and becomes really part of who you are. And what's really amazing about this is that the sense of purpose that you have genuinely does extend outward. And so you build relationships with other people. And this is how we invite others to come alongside us and how we accompany people. We talk about that a lot in our parish, and you hear about that a lot in the different, our Advent and Lent reflections, for example. A lot of times we're calling people to invite others and accompany them in their faith life. And so when you have this gratitude and you see your gifts, you see yourself as part of the mission. And so your faith will naturally become integrated really into your daily life. And that is how we go from getting something done or just doing something, just serving or getting the volunteer hours model to flourishing in your faith life as being part of our mission. And our parish flourishes with you as a result as well.
That kind of touching on your vocations as well.
Absolutely.
It's you have a calling, and when you find that calling, it's not just a job, being a priest, married life, religious life, whatever. It's not a job. It's your passion. Like you're passionate about it, and you're so invested in that, and you can transfer that to your whole life. It's not just your vocation is like your marriage or single life or whatever, but you still have that passion and that devotion to carry that out into different things like volunteering with our parish in different groups. I've seen so many people get so excited about a particular group or volunteering with like St. Vincent de Paul or the Ladies Society or Altar Rosary, or you find something that you light up and it becomes part of yourself, part of who you are, and just carrying that gift of yourself to those groups and truly making an impact in our parish and in other people's lives. It's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you work closely with parishioners who are trying to take that next step, trying to figure out where they can get involved in our parish family. What does your role look like day to day?
Yeah. So when it comes to getting people involved, a lot of what I do is spend my time connecting with people of our parish. So when they reach out, we want to learn more about them, learn their story, learn what they're looking for, and help them to identify their gifts and then connect them with the ministry or the opportunity that would best fit their gifts and what they've identified that they want to do. And so what that does is it builds this culture in our parish where, like you said, it's a vocation of sorts here. Stewardship is meant to be lived out. And so as you kind of find your calling, we figure out where you belong and what meaningful way you can contribute. And then that's how we really can continue to cultivate that culture that we want, which is helping people identify that and then live it out.
That's really neat. That's something that you're helping people figure out. It's not something that people have to come to you or come to anyone in our parish family like, I know I want to get involved in this particular way. If people are looking for some sort of way to get involved, they just don't know how.
Mhm.
It's you kind of help them with
Yeah.
that.
And so you'll see references to stewardship. You've seen a few more references in our bulletin lately, and helping people really try to think about identifying what they might be called to do. So we want to accompany people and take that first step with them together because we want it to be a good fit for everyone.
Yeah. It's about finding that passion, that not just something that you can try it once, and if it doesn't work out, then that's totally fine. But we're looking for people who want to continue to serve in a particular area with whatever way fits
Mhm.
them best.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what kinds of conversations do people usually have with you when they're just starting out?
Yeah, usually we talk more about their background and why they're reaching out, what God has called them to do in their life thus far, and why they're feeling called in a certain direction right now. Right. So maybe you spent your whole career working in finance, for example, and you're looking for a change and you're really wanting to serve the hungry in our community. And God put that on your heart because of a very specific reason. And so we're going to talk more about that and then figure out, where we can most use this talent that you have or this calling that you feel, and serve our parish and our community at large in that way. And like you said, sometimes that does mean you want to try more than one thing. Maybe you try something and it's just not the right fit and not exactly what you're looking for. And that really is okay. There's endless ways to be getting involved in our parish community.
We have tons of opportunities, care apostolates, worship opportunities, faith formation opportunities. There's so many different ways that we can that you can get involved, and even just we have many ties to organizations within our community that aren't necessarily within our parish family, but
Yeah,
we work pretty closely with.
absolutely.
So there's something for everybody, pretty
Absolutely.
much.
Yes, there absolutely
Um,
is.
I'd kind of imagine that some people, I'm not sure how many people come to you with, I know I want to get involved, but not really sure where or how to do that. What do you wish parishioners um, who want to get involved but don't really know where to start? Like, what do you wish they knew about getting involved in our parish family?
Yeah. So I want to encourage people to just take the first step. And what that is just praying about what you're thankful for and thanking God for the gifts that you have and really think about identifying them and then pray about how you're being called to use them at this moment. And like I said before, something might not be the right fit the first time, and that's okay. Keep trying. There's so many, like we just said, opportunities. And so you will be and end up where you need to be. And every single parishioner, no matter their age or how long they've been with our parish, is a huge gift to our parish family. And so every single opportunity and task is so critical and important to building our parish and our world, to be a better place. So another big group that we rely on to help us keep a pulse on our community is our pastoral advisory committee. And so they really help us they represent all three of our churches. And they've been really huge in our merging as a single parish family to make sure that we're hearing from each church, hearing what's working, what's not working, what needs to be improved, what groups are hearing and saying. And so if you're not quite ready to call me, I hope you are, but if you're not, I encourage you to maybe get in touch with our parish advisory committee. And maybe see if one of them can help identify something that you might be feeling called to do, or identify something that maybe we need to be looking at, and start with a conversation with one of these parishioners and members of this group. Their names can be found on our website, and they've been a huge asset in helping make sure that people can help discover their purpose in our parish.
Yeah, I know the Pastoral Advisory Council or Committee has been so helpful with several things and several projects that have happened the past few years with our merge, and it's been really really nice to have parishioner representatives available to help the parish staff with decisions and with moving forward in our merge and becoming one canonical parish. You mentioned earlier that everyone, no matter what age, has the ability to participate and give whatever gifts they have to our parish family, to our community. And we have something for everybody of all ages. There's no age limit, no
Yeah.
limit to getting involved in helping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, whether you're 2 years old and helping hand out worship aids to people and
Hmm.
saying good morning coming into mass, or you're 100 years old and helping us in the choir or as a Eucharistic minister. I mean, there are so many different ways that our parishioners have found purpose within our parish. And like I said before, you can, in these conversations, hear how our parish has greatly benefited from helping these people find the right fit in our parish, and everyone thrives as a result. It's really an amazing thing.
Yeah. So many people may be wondering, what are some concrete ways? What are some official, here's how I can get started.
Yep.
If they're feeling called to get more involved, do you have any pointers or tips for that?
Yep. Absolutely. So, like I said before, this discernment, it starts small. Praying, having a sense of gratitude within your own heart, noticing what brings you joy, and then trying out these different groups and ministries without pressure. It is okay, I say again, to if it's not the right fit the first time, that is totally fine. But come to these events and come to faith formation events and learn more about what we're doing here in our parish, and help yourself along this journey to cultivate that within your own heart. Or talk to one of us. Talk to me. I will be happy to talk to anyone in our parish at any time, but anyone on our staff would be happy to help kind of align you with a group. And you can use this opportunity to identify these spiritual gifts and your passions, and then we will work with you to help plug you in.
Yeah. So you're not necessarily making a commitment to wherever you want to look into. So we can help you. There's plenty of information on our website of different groups and apostolates that you can look into and just reach out for more information. And you can also reach out to your staff members to get more information on a particular group before you decide to give them a particular group, a ministry or apostolate, a test drive, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually you can feel there's some sort of, like you were saying, you have that passion. You can feel this something in you, something stirring in you when you're wanting to serve in a particular way.
Yep.
Um, are there resources or tools the parish offers to help us with this?
Yeah. So we are working on building out a more interactive tool on our website, actually, to help people identify these gifts within themselves and then align them with ministries. But in the meantime, another great way as we build this tool to get involved is to take the first step in our annual stewardship renewal. You'll remember that back in October, we had our Open Wide the Doors program. The information is still found on our website. And through that program, we ask people to reach out if they want to learn more about specific groups or ministries. And so maybe you weren't in town, or maybe you missed these appeals for the weeks that we ran them. But in the meantime, I invite people to visit our website and find the Open Wide the Doors annual stewardship renewal tab and take a look at what we shared and the ways that people are feeling engaged and how their lives have been impacted by our work under our director of care and our director of faith formation, our director of worship. There's so many opportunities, and we tried to take little sound bites and pictures that people could look at and really understand what we need and how we are inviting people to serve, and then how they can take that next step. So that's our biggest resource right now, for sure.
Yeah, we have plenty of opportunities and several resources coming up, and resources in the past that's a yearly renewal that we have with the Open Wide the Doors. So someone who's listening today who may want to take that next step today, what would you encourage them to do today, tomorrow, or whatever, to actually get things moving?
Yeah. So visit our website, take a look at those inserts, and learn more about what our parish needs are. And then start small. Reach out to the parish office, stop by Welcome Donuts Sunday, and learn more about the group that's hosting that month. Pray. Again, prayer is so important as we identify what we're being called to do and how God has blessed us and our talents. And be open to having a conversation or exploring an opportunity that maybe you didn't think was going to be the right thing for you. I would be remiss if I didn't mention how shocked people can be sometimes when just a simple conversation or interaction placed some sort of a call on their heart and opened a door for them that they really didn't see coming, that they didn't expect. And their lives have been so positively impacted for good because they didn't think that they ever would have served on our St. Vincent de Paul Council Society as a member, for example. And their interactions with people in need in our community have changed their lives. Or someone once told us that they weren't really sure that they wanted to be an extraordinary minister, a Eucharistic minister, and they didn't feel worthy. And they had a really powerful conversation, and their life has been changed by engaging with our parish in this way. And so I think that, nothing, like I said, nothing is too small. Everything is rooted in that true organic discernment. And so start simple and keep connected to your parish.
Yeah. So whatever you are thinking right now, if you're wanting to get involved in something really small, maybe helping out at Mass once a month, or getting more involved in our St. Vincent de Paul Society or Knights of Columbus or whatever, if you're looking for a more serious commitment or just a light commitment whenever you can, we have something here for you. So thank you, Rachel, for sharing your insights and reminding us that our faith isn't just about sitting in the pews. It's about living with purpose, guided by Christ. Thank you again for all of that you do to help our parishioners and help people find their calling and how they can, that Christ is calling us to.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks so much for having me. And it's been great to talk about. And I encourage anyone to reach out, learn more.
Yeah. So visit our website, our bulletin, reach out to the parish office, any of our staff members. We have plenty of resources. Plenty of people who are willing to help you get involved in some way, whatever you are looking for. Maybe work on seeking our purpose in the body of Christ and find ways to use our gifts for the good of the parish and the world. Until next time.